Hello and welcome. I'm Rowan. So, today's video, as you can see, is a little bit different from what my normal videos are. I'm going old school, aka what I did one time ever on my channel, and going back to speed builds. I'm wanting to get a little bit more into doing them this year, taking a step backwards to the origins of what the channel was originally created for. I ended up getting into animations along the way, and yeah, kind of enveloped the second half of my year. And yeah, I like doing animations, and I will continue to make more, but I wanted to get a little bit more out of my gameplay. I don't know. I might try to do some let's plays along the line here too. I've never actually done one before, so it would be really interesting. I might try a challenge or something. If you guys have any recommendations of what kind of challenge you might want to see be done, let me know. And also for future builds or casts or even animations, I'm up for all the suggestions in the world. So I have a few things to talk about today, and I'll try to jump back and forth between what's going on with my building and you know, what I'm talking about as best as I can. So sorry if it's a little bit random. I'm gotta get back into the groove of actually talking to people, especially when they're not right in front of me or in my ear talking back. So it's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, and yeah, social. Well, half of social. So first off, as you saw, I kind of went through making the building pretty fast, and that's because I actually had this floor plan kind of laid out already about a week ago. It was originally meant for a machinima that I am going to be creating, and that's actually a challenge that I'm setting up. And if any of you guys want to also take part in it or do it, go for it. I thought it was a interesting challenge for the creative inept like myself, who cannot come up with an idea to save their life except for it. Well, I mean, I'm creative. However, it's with the caveat of I kind of need the inspirational spark, and then I can kind of just run with an idea. But it's that first little bit of it that just does me in every time, and I try to work around it as best as I can. But I got some things that are out of my favor with that whole situation. So my way around that was to take my Spotify playlist and, well, not my playlist, but my Discover Weekly playlist, since it's going to have, you know, a bunch of songs that are kind of similar to what I normally listen to, and then turn kind of how the songs go or the feelings associated with them and kind of weave them together to create a story. And I've already done that. I've taken my list, I have made the outline of the story, and I'm actually very amazed at the fact that all of the songs just kind of were able to be sewn together just so neatly and finely that it made it really easy to come up with the plot. The issue comes into making the actual script and everything and then filming it. I have a few ideas for some of the stuff that I want to actually portray, but like it's the speech patterns, the speech part of it that I'm gonna have difficulty with because I'm great at English. Can you tell? Yes, it's my native tongue. It doesn't mean anything. Let's see. I will say I don't know yet whether or not I plan to make it longer, a short like music video one like I did with my last machinima, or if I plan to make it a long one or even a series. It technically could be made into a series, but I don't know if I would have the know-how to be able to do that quite yet. I think I might have to stick to shorter ones until I get my footing in there and get comfortable with it. But yeah, that's where that's standing. I will have some more animations out for that video to go along with that video too. I also am planning on making a new animation for my intro. I'm sort of experimenting with how I'm making the videos come in display, and I liked how I put a little intro into my 100 sub special animation video where it was just my banner. It's not a great banner, and I know that, but it's mine. I made it one day and just went with it. I used to be decent at art. Go figure. You wouldn't know it now by telling. That wasn't a sentence that made any sense. Shh, don't tell anybody. Anyways, so that's part of some of the plans that I have in store for the channel, but I also am going to do the speed builds. And I went to Twitter and you guys said that you guys prefer regular speed builds over the stop motion, and I think for the most part I will stick to the speed builds. I just gotta get used to A, talking like I said, and B, actually recording and trying to be a little bit more aware of time, because as you can see, this video is like 40 minutes long, and I mean, I didn't cut a crazy amount out. It was actually technically longer because there is a portion of it that got it changed. There's an entire room that I did that you guys will never see that I didn't end up liking, so I deleted it and redid it, and I liked how it came out better anyways. I also deleted a few parts. There's actually not too much deleted from this because it's a speed build. You guys want to see what actually is being done to make things happen, kind of thing. At least that's what I've come to understand. I don't know if that's actually true. I could be talking out of my butt. It's a talent. But yeah, so the main things that I deleted were anything that was like super repetitive, like me placing the rocks. You'll notice that at one point there's only a few rocks and then magically a ton. It's just because there are so many tiny little rocks that I placed around there because I didn't like how the flowers kind of sat to the ground, so I wanted to hide that, and also the rocks just make it look nicer. And also I skipped over the part where I lay out all of the little, I guess they're, I don't know what that plant is called. I'm gonna have to look at it someday because I do use it quite frequently, but you'll see in a little bit that I put the plants around the outside of the fence, and I completely go around the lot. And that's tedious, so I didn't want to just put that on the video because it's just an extra half a minute of me doing that even while sped up. I will say, and then I also just kind of got rid of some of the hellish turns that I have, because I do that a lot. I am out of control in a monster when it comes to camera work or moving around to make my builds, because I try to look at things from every single angle. And yeah, in sped up motion, it's very dizzying. I'm aware. It's hard to watch, and I'm sorry if I didn't get some of them, but yeah. Oh, by the way, this part drove me insane. I cut that out too, where I spent a good 15, probably not 15 minutes, but a good 5 minutes, real life time, not sped up time, because that would be ridiculous. A good 5 minutes trying to fix the stairs on that porch, because when I moved the lot over a little bit back there, the stairs no longer wanted to go bigger than 1 wide if they were in the porch as far as they are. So I ended up giving up for a while and just going like, fine, I'll do it here. And then I basically went, I can't stand this. So I just deleted the porch altogether, and lo and behold, replaced it, and magically it worked again. Platforms, man, platforms. Okay, so we're going to get started on the platforms, in which case it is a nightmare. Like, I love the fact that we have platforms. Here's the things, these little fern things. Sorry. I love platforms, but I mean, clearly, because I used them like 10 times in this build. But there are some major issues with the platforms that make it unbearable to play with. Like, you've got the issue where it's, if you apparently move your lot, it will make it so stairs don't work properly anymore. You've got it deleting walls on you, which I can deal with that. That one's not that huge of a deal. Half the time I'm deleting walls if I want to do anything that has a wall item, but I want to place it freely wherever I want, kind of thing, so it doesn't snap to the wall in general. But so that's not a big deal. However, a bigger deal is the fact that it will annihilate the ceiling above wherever those tiles are, which is infuriating, because typically one doesn't think to look after they've placed it. Thankfully, I kept looking, especially because if you work with making machinimas, you tend to work with your walls up and at an angle in which you are like face to face with your Sims, so you're gonna be seeing the roof. So I tend to go swooping down to make sure everything's kind of visually appealing on the inside if you were looking at it from the camera angle in tab mode and stuff like that. Because yeah, I also have a really big problem where some of this will be some of the actions that I end up doing here, like over in the little chess area, I ended up deleting some of it because it's not poking through, but like you could see through the window the visual glitching, and like I have a huge thing about visual glitching and I can't stand it. So I always try to make everything not glitchy. It's not completely achievable because some things are just gonna glitch if you want to be able to get the effect. I could actually make it so it doesn't glitch ever. However, that would involve using Tool, and for these speed build videos, at least at the beginning of it. I don't want to actually do that because of the time it would take, and that would be something I would absolutely need to show you guys so you can see exactly, like, if you ever wanted to achieve the same thing, what kind of steps that went involved in making it, like, you know, percent or degrees turned and stuff like that. And especially if you don't know how to use tool and you want to learn, I don't mind being a visual guide, but for these videos it would just it would annihilate the time for it. But yeah, so I try to get rid of the glitches, and it's a problem and I need to get over it. Anyways, back to platforms. So because I'm a visual and I see that the ceilings are gone, it drives me insane. What drives me more insane is the fact that I had the I build 2 more platforms inside the bedroom in this build, and because this build took 2 days and I had to eat a few times during those 2 days, shocker, I know, I had to close the game and come back in. When I'd close the game and come back in, the ceiling would be yet again gone. It didn't do this the last time I did it, so I'm glad about that. I don't know why it did it at all, but whatever. So just be aware, look around. If you do download this lot, be fully aware that when you place it, you might want to look in tab mode to see if the ceilings are there. It should be a white base all the way through. I mean, if you're playing a Let's Play, it probably doesn't actually matter too much. But if you do it for anything else, or you like getting the visual shots like inside and stuff like that, then yeah, take a look, make sure it's fixed. Also, this is so freaking annoying. Like, it's I know we've dealt with it with foundations where it tries to stick onto the foundation if you get too close to it, and it drives you crazy because you can't do anything about it. However, this is more annoying because at least with a foundation, you can just move the building in, place your stuff, move it back out. If it's too far close in, it'll delete the item, or again, use tool and you can move it anywhere. But these, because they keep deleting walls and stuff like that, and they move things weirdly, it doesn't translate right, so you can't really finick around with them too much. So you have to try to deal with the fact that it's either going to snap up or well, I mean, I have a furniture piece that snaps down into the floor, which actually worked out pretty nicely for this build. I'm not going to complain on that front, but the snapping of trying to get things to work properly and sit on the actual foundation or the platform itself, so annoying. Especially if you try to use it as a table, like I do in the future. I will say one thing, the white little square or rectangle things that I put up on the wall back there, they are gone. Like, I don't show it in the video because I wasn't recording when I took it away, but because it was just a one-time thing, it was just a quick thing. They're gone because the fact that they were glitching through occasionally to the outside of the wall, and like I said before, visual glitches get to me. I'm surprised I let a few of them go in this one, but yeah. But it's fine. It's just it looks decent still. So, I did cut out a little bit of this because this little desk was driving me absolutely bonkers, to be fair. This was right before I ate. So I was just going insane trying to find anything to use to build this area up. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. And then I'm like, well, okay, we'll just turn it into a desk, man. After I ate, of course, because, you know, clarity. And food does that for you. Or at least it does for me. Let's see, what else? Oh, right. I have to let you guys know the other thing about the platforms is the fact that the columns, they act a little funny. So, if you bring in the lot, from what I've seen, the columns out front are, they end up going up and being above the roof. They're not supposed to be. I don't know why it does that. It's weird. But, see, there it goes. It glitches into the floor. And I just roll with it. So, but it seems like those are the only columns affected. I'm not sure. I didn't do a huge take in checking the columns, but just letting you know, if you do download it, columns might be a little out of place. So it's an easy quick fix. I hope they fix some of these issues, and I'm still under the belief that the only reason we have this functionality is because of the fact that the builders realized that they really needed foundation or platforms to be able to do justice to a Japanese style build, just because of how those buildings tend to be. And yeah, I think that, and so it was probably a rush job, which is why there were so many issues when that update dropped. Like, everybody's game was breaking. I know I don't know if I'm still not able to. I don't play with them enough to actually know, which I really should at some point, because why don't I? Oh, well, I know why I don't. I live in a state that you can't have basements, so I never even, like, my brain doesn't even remember that basements exist sometimes, because for me, they essentially don't. But the basement tool, or the basements, when I was trying to build in a basement at one point, I couldn't delete the walls. I don't know if that was a glitch. This was after the update, so I don't know if it was something before then or not, because again, I don't build basements. But yeah, that's not a fun glitch. So I'm trying to do the trick right here where you put the desk underneath and you use a table. It doesn't work out too well because this table sits too low. I mean, if you guys want to have a floating laptop, go for it, but nah. I will say, I don't know what those hearts are from. I don't know which pack they're from. I got 3 packs recently, so I know it's from them. One of them. It's either Realm of Magic, Seasons, or Outdoor Retreat. Either way. Or I'm completely wrong and have been oblivious to them this entire time, in which case, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Because I love hearts, like, so much. And yeah, I think they're freaking adorable. Also, I went really stupid on this that lamp because I sat there trying to get it to go into place while knowing full well that I would need to go be underneath the desk of where the cursor was to be able to actually get it to place properly. Instead, I just try to fill up all the spaces, because on most things, you'll see me do it here and there where I just put put random junk into the slots to fill them up, because then you can just freely move around without having to have that I don't know the acronym for it, but the little shelf that everybody uses. I could get it. I was too lazy to. Actually, I just completely forgot. There was no laziness to it. I spaced. I really do need to get it back into my game. I haven't had it in a long time, but I'm so used to using 9 and 0 to just raise and lower things that I just kind of forget about it. Though, I mean, sometimes I need the things to be raised or lowered that aren't going to be connected to shelves, so I might need to do it. Yeah. Sorry, so much rambling of complete nonsense. Just what you guys want to hear. I am so spacey lately, and I say lately, but it's all the time. I'm space guys. Besides that, I'm not really great at talking. Oh, I will say that seeing the dog bed just reminded me that I totally spaced out and forgot to put the dog bowl into the build, which I will do before I upload it to the gallery. The final images in this do not have it because I only realized when I was watching another Simmers building and they put the dog bowls in. I don't know how I forgot about it. Well, to be fair, I wasn't originally intending on there to be animal stuff in this, but the chest area needed like something out there, and I figured it would be a good place for a little companion to be. And also, this ended up turning... Okay, so as I was saying at the beginning, this was for Machinima, which was going to be it was supposed to be a little house that is nestled into the woods, and a father and a daughter live there, and there wasn't much to it, but it was a little girl, and that's actually what one of the rooms that gets deleted is the child's bedroom, but I ended up despising it, like I said. But when I was actually decorating, it turned into more of a, oh, hey, this is a house for my simself. Hence all of the hues of purple, because that's one of my colors. The black, the white, and the black, white, purples, and grays. Ace colors, baby. Yeah. So it kind of just transformed into my simself of a build, which is fitting because the sim that ends up showing up throughout the video is my simself. Oh, hey guys, welcome. Also, same sim that was in the most recent cell phone video. That will probably be a sim that shows up more frequently within animation videos, just because trying to do the animation, do the filming, doing all the checking, and then to create whole new sims every time I make an animation. Sometimes I'm just not feeling it, and also I'm a perfectionist, so I ended up taking a really long time to make sims. Go figure. So, I want to know. Sorry for the squeakiness. That's my chair. It's loud. I need to oil it, or grease it, or whatever you're supposed to do it. Spray that stuff on it. I want you guys' opinion for anybody who's still watching and listening to me ramble like a mad person. What are your stances on custom content for builds? Like, do you guys prefer it? If I were to go the custom content route, would you guys want more alpha-ish style stuff or more Maxis Match stuff? if I were to go CC, would you prefer it if I took the time to put in the links to said CC? Or do you care at all? Like, do you just like watching the building process? Or would you prefer that I stick to just game material? Granted, I do not have all the packs. I have only, let's see, I've got most of the expansion packs. I think I'm missing Island Living and Snowy Escapes is a game pack, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I'm missing a few. I'm missing like 2 expansions, only a few game pack. I say that there's probably a bunch of game packs, and literally like every stuff pack. So I don't have as much to work with. So you'd see a lot of the same stuff over and over again when I build, which is why I'm kind of questioning whether or not to go to the CC route, and also because I like CC. So it's more like that. And then I also want to know if you guys do want CC and you do want the links, are you guys okay with stuff like from the Sims resource? Because I know some people aren't. I know some people don't like it. I have a subscription, so I don't get the really big, crazy lag that comes with not having a subscription. And it's just because I use the site a lot, because I love a lot of the creators on there. Like, I don't know how to say her name. Solar. Her thing is signed IW or IYAS. But she goes by Solar or something like that. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. But like, she makes really good items, and it's like super high quality stuff that's still also kind of Max's match, which is really nice because it fits into the world perfectly. But I know some of you guys don't like that stuff, so I'd like to know your stance on that. I know no SimsDom, because frankly, no. I do not support SimsDom at all. I think it's really messed up. And I also make sure to try to never do anything that has ad fly links and stuff like that, because it's A, not supposed to be a thing, and B, just annoying and harmful to people if they don't know how to protect themselves. Granted, I have I have a blocker, but because it would be getting links out to other people, I have to be aware that they might not have it, and some of those sites do have harmful material on them, and I don't want to subject anybody to that. So, like I said, let me know. CC, no CC, alpha, max match, preferences on whether or not to use certain sites, so on and so forth. Again, any feedback, always welcome. So, this, going back to the build, because I realized that we're on the bedroom. So this bedroom is the outlier of the house, as in it's bright. Every room in the house is more of a darker but very warm, comforting feel to it, except for this room where it's nice and bright. It still has the warmth because, let's face it, I don't know if I could ever make a build. Well, I say I don't know if I could ever make a build, but I'm sure I'm going to challenge myself to do pastel because I don't like it, especially after seeing another Simmers pastel build today. Oh my goodness. It looked amazing. That I need other packs for though, so. But I don't think I'm going to really make many builds that aren't a more warmish feeling because that's just my aesthetic. I really like that. That's why you'll see probably mostly like little cottages or older or country style farm homes and stuff like that, because I like that aesthetic. Also, that rug is floating. I do notice it and I do fix it. It's because it locked on to these stupid platforms. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. So yeah, as I was saying, most of my builds are going to be warm because I like warmth. I like the feeling of, well, I say warm. I don't like the actual physical temperature warm, but I like that vibe. That one where you like smell a vanilla scented candle, or just sit in a room like this where it's just like, it's this muted yellow. I don't even like yellow, which is why this is even more amazing, because this is supposed to be my simself home. I don't like yellow, but this yellow is so muted, and just, as much as I hate the lighting, and I should have gone in and fixed it to be more neutral, the lighting actually does benefit it because it is a yellow tone. So it fits nicely into the room and gives it a little bit more like a little bit of a sunshine feeling without it being just super bright and in your face. So, like, also, oh my gosh, please tell me, who does not love the little white, the white things that were just on the wall there? Like, I don't think I can make a build that does not have those in there, because they're just the perfect accent piece. Like, they're just so cute. I wish I had more stuff to stick in there. Like, that would go fitting in there. I'll sometimes shrink them down. I'll put wall lights into them and have them be shaped around that, because it's so perfect. I want more color schemes for that object. Like, it's the best object in my opinion, and I know that's weird, but I love it. I think the other thing that I use in pretty much all my builds are, I think they're actually the holiday pack candles. The little ones with that are in the little tiny jars with the little, it will be coming up here in this room. When I make the fireplace, the little candles that I put up on the top of the fireplace, I love those, and I try to put them in every build because they're just so freaking cute. This room, by the way, is what was the child's room. It was a very pink, which, to be fair, it's a wonder that I hated it. Pink is not my favorite color. It is my least favorite color. Yellow being yellow being the next. But it's not that it was like horrible or hideous or anything. It was fine. It just, with the vibes of the house, it did not match. It did not mesh at all. And I also didn't put any other stuff strewn about into the house to kind of indicate that there was a child there. And I'm sorry, but I have never seen a house that did not have just random junk from a child if there was a child living there. It was never neat and tidy and all confined into one room. And while I could have sat there and done that, I wasn't about that, and it didn't look right from above. So I'm just like, nah, we're gonna redo that. And so I started making this. Oh, by the way, me getting that back and forth movement for when I was dealing with the old fireplace and replacing this one was because of the fact that, for whatever reason, they made the shadows on the fireplace a little bit too big, so it was peeking through into the other room. Okay. The shadows on some of these objects are really freaking annoying. Like, It's like if I want to size them down, I can't, or make them bigger. Well, no, when you make them bigger, you can't really see. But when you size them down, and then you like want to have something that has a shadow on it, like above the air, it's going like, nope, nope, you can't do that, or else you're gonna have this really ugly shadow just floating in the middle of nowhere. And guess what? It looks horrible. So I wish the shadows kind of went with the size of whatever object you're doing it with. I don't know. I don't know why some things do it and others don't. Like tables do it. I don't know if it's because some of the items don't actually have shadow maps on them. I really don't know. But some things, when you resize them down, the shadows, if there's shadows on it, it goes with it. But others, it stays the same size. It's really annoying. I also wish that it's also kind of annoying that candles, the lighting for the, I mean, I can understand why it doesn't. However, I feel like it's possible to do, where you have a candle or water features, where if you try to size them up or down, the lighting effect or the flame effects or the water effect doesn't go with it. However, to be fair, if they did, you wouldn't be able to do the custom fireplaces or the custom water or fish tanks and stuff like that, which I've done before. So it's a complaint of a complaint of a complaint, pretty much, is what that ends up being. Anyways, that's going to be it for this build. And sorry for all the ramblings. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video where I will blabber on like more of an idiot. Have a good week, guys. See ya. Bye.